3 high-income skills that only 1% of people know. How to escape the middle class for good. Channel intro. Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is your home for long-term wealth creation, and we genuinely believe that health is your very first and most important form of wealth. So on this channel, we talk about both building real financial wealth and living a genuinely healthy life, because you can't enjoy one without the other. Video intro. Okay, let me start with a question. What if I told you that everything you were taught about making money was completely wrong? Think about it. You spent 12, maybe 16 years in school. You studied hard. You took the tests. You got the grades. You got the degree. Maybe you even went to grad school. And then you walked out into the real world, resume in hand, full of confidence. And the market looked at you and said, "Cool degree, but what can you actually do? What problem can you actually solve? How many people can you genuinely help?" And that's the moment millions of Americans feel the floor drop out from under them. Here's the painful truth. School taught you physics, history, calculus, and literature. But nobody, not once, taught you how to actually make money, how to build real income, how to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle that keeps millions of middle-class families exactly where they are, decade after decade. But today, that changes. Because in this video, I'm walking you through 3 skills, just 3, that the wealthiest people in the world use to build serious income. Skills that no school teaches. Skills that most people never even hear about. And the most surprising part? You don't need a degree to learn any of them. You just need to understand them deeply enough to actually apply them. Let's go. Chapter 1. Skill number 1. Value creation and problem solving. The skill nobody talks about. I know. You were probably expecting me to say something like, learn to code, or get into real estate, or master digital marketing. But no, the first skill is something way more fundamental than any of those. And once you understand it, everything else about money will start to make complete sense. The skill is value creation and problem solving. Now stay with me here, because this sounds simple, but it's actually the reason some people earn $50,000 a year and others earn $5 million a year doing what feels like similar amounts of work. Here's the formula, and this one sentence could genuinely change how you see income forever. Value equals pain multiplied by people multiplied by frequency. Let me break that down. Pain. How badly does the problem hurt? The more painful the problem is, the more people will pay to fix it. People. How many people have this problem? The bigger the market suffering from this pain, the more income potential there is. Frequency. How often does this problem come up? Daily? Weekly? Once a decade? The more often the problem repeats, the more money is in it. Let me give you 3 real American examples to make this crystal clear. Example 1. Somebody's shoelace breaks. Is that a painful problem? Not really. It's a $2 fix from any gas station. How many people have this problem? Very few at any given time. How often does it happen? Rarely. So what's the income potential of solving this problem? Almost zero. Nobody's getting rich fixing shoelaces. Example 2. Americans struggling to lose weight. Is that a painful problem? Absolutely. Obesity and weight-related health issues affect roughly 40% of American adults. That's a deeply painful, emotionally charged, life-affecting problem. How many people have it? Hundreds of millions. How frequently does it come up? Every single day. People are thinking about their weight, their diet, their energy levels, every single morning. That's why the American weight loss and fitness industry is worth over $70 billion a year. The pain is high, the people are many, and the frequency is daily. Example 3. A small business owner in America can't get customers. Their marketing isn't working. Their ads aren't converting. Their revenue is stagnating. Is that painful? Enormously so. A business without customers doesn't just lose revenue. It shuts down. Dreams die. Savings disappear. How many American small businesses face this problem? Millions. Every single day they wake up worried about customer acquisition. How often is it a problem? It's a constant, daily, relentless problem. And that's why skilled marketers, sales consultants, and growth strategists earn enormous incomes. They're solving a high-pain, high-frequency problem for a massive number of people. So here's the mindset shift. Stop asking, how can I make more money? And start asking, what bigger problem can I solve? A laborer works incredibly hard, physically harder than most CEOs, but a laborer earns very little. Why? Not because they're not working hard enough, but because they're solving a small, easily replaceable problem that almost anyone can do. The moment you move up to solving bigger, more painful, more frequent problems, the income follows naturally. Ask yourself this question every single day. Whose biggest problem can I solve today? That one question, taken seriously, can change the entire trajectory of your financial life. The person who solves the biggest problems for the most people makes the most money. Period. Chapter 2. Skill number 2. Sales and persuasion. Sell the whole, not the drill. Alright, skill number 2. And this one makes a lot of people uncomfortable, because in America, we're taught that salespeople are pushy, slick, and not to be trusted. But here's the truth. Every wealthy person on the planet knows how to sell. Every single one of them. The skill is sales and persuasion. And before you click away, let me reframe what sales actually is, because most people are doing it completely wrong. Here's the biggest mistake people make in sales. They sell the product, and that is exactly wrong. Think about this. If you're selling a drill, you might think your job is to talk about how powerful the motor is, how long the battery lasts, how many RPMs it spins. But nobody actually wants a drill. What they want is a hole in the wall. They want the picture hung. They want the shelf mounted. They want the project done. Sell the outcome, not the object. Another example, if you're selling a protein supplement, don't talk about grams of whey or amino acid profiles. Talk about the body transformation. Talk about the energy. Talk about feeling confident in a t-shirt. Because people aren't buying protein powder. They're buying a better version of themselves. This applies to everything. A law firm doesn't sell legal services. It sells peace of mind and protection. A gym doesn't sell a membership. It sells health, confidence, and longevity. A business coach doesn't sell coaching sessions. They sell transformation and results. Always lead with the outcome. Always. Now here's the second and even more powerful secret of sales. People don't buy products. People buy trust. Think about it this way. Imagine you need to buy a used car. There's one dealer you've watched for 6 months on YouTube. You've seen their videos. You've seen how they treat customers. You know their values. You trust them. And then there's a random dealer on the side of the road with a handwritten sign. Same price. Same car. Who do you buy from? The one you trust. Every time. This is why building trust is the real game in sales. And trust is built through 3 things. First, value. Consistently give people something genuinely useful before you ask for anything. Not once, not twice, over and over. That's how you become someone worth trusting. Second, consistency. Show up regularly. Think about why giant American brands like Coca-Cola, Nike, and Apple still advertise constantly, even though everyone already knows who they are. Because visibility builds trust. The more often people see you showing up and delivering, the more they trust you. Third, authenticity. Be real. Americans, more than almost any other audience, can sense a fake from a mile away. The moment you start performing instead of being genuine, you lose people. The most successful salespeople, creators, and entrepreneurs in America right now are the ones who are just honestly, unapologetically themselves. Trust equals value plus consistency plus authenticity. Nail those 3, and selling becomes less about convincing and more about connecting. Chapter 3. Skill number 3. Content creation and personal branding. The most powerful skill of this decade. And here we are at skill number 3. The one that, honestly, ties everything else together. And in 2026, this one isn't optional anymore. If you want to build real income, real freedom, and real wealth, you have to understand this skill. The skill is content creation and personal branding. Here's a sentence that will change how you see the economy right now. Attention is the new currency. Think about what that means. We are living in the attention economy. Every platform on earth, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, podcasts, newsletters, is competing for human attention 24 hours a day. And the people who win that attention, they win the income. Here's the brutal truth about the modern economy. You could have the most impressive degree from the best university in America. You could be the most knowledgeable person in your field. But if nobody knows you exist, your knowledge is worth almost nothing to the market. Meanwhile, a 23-year-old with no degree and a YouTube channel that reaches 1 million people can sell a course, launch a product, or land a brand deal that earns more in a month than most salaries do in a year. Not because they're smarter, but because they have attention. Think about some of the biggest content creators in America. They started with nothing. No connections, no big studio, no corporate backing, just a camera, an idea, and a willingness to show up consistently. And they built audiences of millions, which then became businesses worth tens of millions of dollars. And here's the thing that most people miss. Every piece of content you create is a store that's open 24 hours a day. A YouTube video you make today can bring in income 3 years from now while you're sleeping. An Instagram post, a LinkedIn article, a podcast episode. All of these are assets that work for you around the clock. When you combine content creation with the sales skills from Chapter 2, every video becomes a sales conversation that happens without you being physically present. That's leverage. That's how income becomes scalable. The question you need to ask yourself right now is this: are you a consumer of content, or are you a creator of content? Because consumers scroll, creators build, consumers spend, creators earn, consumers follow, creators lead. You don't need a professional studio. You don't need expensive equipment. Every massively successful American creator started with a phone camera and an idea they cared about deeply. What you do need is consistency, authenticity, and a genuine desire to add value to people's lives. Bring those 3 things together, and personal branding will do more for your income in the next 5 years than any job promotion ever could. Summary. So let's bring it all together. 3 skills. That's all it takes to start building serious, real, lasting income, regardless of where you're starting from. Skill 1. Value creation and problem solving. Stop chasing money and start chasing problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the more people you solve it for, and the more frequently they need that solution, the wealthier you become. Skill 2. Sales and persuasion. Never sell the product. Always sell the outcome. Build trust through value, consistency, and authenticity, and people will choose you over the competition every single time. Skill 3. Content creation and personal branding. In the attention economy of 2026, visibility is everything. Every piece of content you create is a 24-hour store that builds trust, solves problems, and generates income while you sleep. These 3 skills work together like a flywheel. Problem solving tells you what to talk about. Sales teaches you how to communicate it effectively, and content creation gives you the platform to reach thousands or even millions of people who need exactly what you have to offer. You don't need a degree. You don't need connections. You need these 3 skills: the willingness to start and the discipline to keep going. End credits. Thanks note. Like and subscribe. And that is a wrap on today's video. Thank you so sincerely for spending your time here. Of all the things you could have been watching or doing right now, you chose to invest in your own financial education. And that, right there, is already the mindset of someone who will succeed. Now here's what I want you to do. In the comments below, tell me 2 things. First, which of these 3 skills do you feel you need to work on the most right now? Problem solving, sales, content creation? Second, name 1 real problem in your community, your industry, or your daily life that nobody has solved well yet. That comment might just be the first step toward your biggest income breakthrough. If this video added value to your day, please hit that like button right now. It takes 2 seconds, and it genuinely helps this video reach more people who need to hear this message. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and ring that bell, because every single week, we bring you content on building real, lasting wealth and living a genuinely healthy life. You don't want to miss what's coming next. You've got the skills now. You've got the knowledge. The only thing left is the decision to act. See you in the next one.